Hello everyone, so welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a full drugstore look from the eyes to the face, lips, everything start to finish. I'm starting off with a bare face with nothing but moisturizer on, and I'm taking you through the whole process of how I got to this look. And this is a pretty easy look for the most part. I'm using a lot of drugstore products to create this look. You can definitely substitute for something you have in your collection that's similar, but this look is kind of soft. At the same time, it's got a little bit of smokiness to it, but it's not to the point where it's over top where you couldn't recreate this at home, or that you couldn't wear this out to work, events, dinner, whatever it is that you are going to, if you want some ideas and suggestions from this video. And I feel like this is definitely very fall. Fall is around the corner, even though here in Colorado some of the leaves are already turning colors, so it's so beautiful here. But I really like this look. I definitely decided to throw on some lashes just to have a little fun. I do like the lash look. I feel like these are just a little short for my eyes. These are the number 53s by Salon Perfect. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I do apologize in advance for not having a video posted on Monday. I'm just now getting over being sick, and I kind of shared with you guys in the vlog that I posted a few days ago about having, you know, some issues and dealing with an upper respiratory infection. So I've been really sick, and this past weekend was my birthday, so I spent it in my pajamas feeling sick. But I'm back, I'm feeling much better, I have the energy to get ready and do videos. So if you want to see it, then keep on watching. Starting with the eyes, I'm going in with the Milani eyeshadow primer to prevent creasing. I have oily lids, so this is definitely a step that I cannot skip. If you don't need a primer, then go ahead and skip this step. But so far, this has actually been pretty good at preventing creasing and keeping my shadows on all day. And I'm so impressed with it because it's really inexpensive. Then I'm going in with the Stay Matte Primer by Rimmel. And I'm going to be applying that underneath my Stay Matte foundation mixed with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I'm using the two of them because the Rimmel one is just a little light. So I'm going to put them on the back of my hand and sort of just like mix it together. I'm applying first the primer with my Real Techniques Complexion sponge. This has been dampened, so it's going to just blend everything in a little bit better and keep everything from looking really heavy and very cakey. I feel like this sponge really absorbs any extra product, which is great. Then I'm just going to start by dotting this foundation mixture all over my face and then sort of like blending it in. I'm using the flatter side of the sponge. It has a flat side and then like a more pointy side. So I'm using the flat side to kind of blend that in, and I love this sponge. It's really great. And I actually don't prefer the sponge when I'm just using the L'Oreal Pro Matte, just because it's a little bit, I guess, thicker. But when I mix it with the Stay Matte, which is more moussey, I feel like it works really well using this sponge. But just use whatever you've got, any foundation that you prefer, if you want to try these out. So far, I'm really liking them. Then I'm going in with a spoolie just to come through my brows, because we're about to move on into the brows. This is a BH Cosmetics spoolie. It came in a set, like the Pop Art brush set. So then I'm taking the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Medium Ash, and I'm going to take that pencil to fill in any little bare spots from over plucking, or just little bald spots that I have where my hair is not actually growing. And I do this every single day that I do my brows. I start with this thin pencil. It's got a really tiny point, so I feel like it gets really precise. And then after I'm happy with that, I will go in with an extra product, whether it's a mascara, tinted mascara thing for the brows, or like a powder. Then I'm going over that with the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. I have the shade Brunette. I feel like it works really well with my red hair. They do have quite a bit of colors in that line, and I feel like the spoolie on this is not a super big one, and it's not super tiny. I feel like it's a good size to really get in there and define the brow. And I like this product because it puts down quite a bit of color, and it also keeps my brows in place. I feel like the actual product formula has a good like hold to it, but it's not like chunky or crispy kind of hold where you can see it turning white, or it feels really hard when you're like moving your eyes and you can feel it really hard. It's not like that. It's a really good product, and again, it's available pretty much at Target and also Ulta. Next, moving on to eyes, I'm taking this palette by Makeup Revolution, it's called the Romantic Smoked palette, and I'm taking the lighter shade, which is a ivory color. It's matte, and I'm applying that with a crease brush. This is also part of the BH Cosmetics Pop Art brush set. I think it's a 10-piece set, which I will be reviewing pretty soon. So I'm going to take that on a fluffy brush and just sort of apply it all over the lid as a base before applying any other colors. Now I'm using this palette by Makeup Revolution because some Ultas actually carry this brand in stores and also available on the Ulta website, and it is drugstore price. I think this palette is like maybe $6 or something like that, or $7 on the Ulta website. Then I'm going in with a matte taupe shade. This is a really good sort of transition-y type of color, and I'm going to start applying that into my crease area with the same brush that I used to apply the lighter shade all over the lid. So just sort of working that back and forth just lightly. It doesn't have to be super precise at this point. Just work it back and forth. Now I am going to bring into this look a brush that you see here that's fluffy. It's by Morphe Brushes. It's really inexpensive, but I didn't have one that's quite that size from the actual drugstore that you can go to and pick up. So that's the only brush that is not readily available in store. Then I'm going to go in with this lighter shade. This is a lighter, like beigey taupe color. So it's a couple shades lighter than what I used before. I'm just going to go around the edges of what I applied earlier just to kind of smooth any edges and make it a little bit more blended. Next, I'm going to take this long-lasting Lustrous eyeshadow by e.l.f. in the color Soiree. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And a Real Techniques brush. This, I was about to say sponge. This is the Deluxe Crease Brush by Real Techniques. And I'm going to apply that with the brush first. And as you can see, it's going to give you just a light wash of color. But I wanted it more intense, so I went in with my finger to apply it. I would recommend just going straight in with the finger onto the lid and skip the whole brush thing because it's going to make you have to do an extra step. Then I'm taking this eyeshadow palette, the Enhancing Eyes by BH Cosmetics. This is the one that's made for green eyes. And I'm going to use this kind of berry shade, and then I'm also going to mix that with a bit of a rustic kind of burnt orangey type of color. It's really, really pretty. And they're actually pretty pigmented for being so cheap from BH Cosmetics. Again, drugstore prices, but you have to get that online. And so I'm using a base shadow brush, I think that's what it's called, by Real Techniques. It came in a set to apply that. I love Real Techniques brushes. They're really, really great and super affordable. So I'm just going to start applying that right over the base and staying below the crease. I'm not trying to go up too high with this color because that e.l.f. one had a bit of a sparkle to it. Then going back in with that tan shade that I used earlier as my transition, I'm going to start deepening up the crease, and I'm using an angled brush. This is also by BH Cosmetics from that set that I mentioned earlier, but I'm actually going to use the shape, which is an angled shape, to sort of trace over my crease, and I'm going to use the shape of the brush to kind of guide me through that so that I stay below the crease and not go up too high. And then I'm just going to kind of blend it, a lot of blending here, but just blend it back and forth until you get a very smooth line and there aren't any sort of like harsh edges. Then I'm going to take that same brown on a Real Techniques, what is this called? Accent brush. And I'm going to be applying that to the lower lashes. Now I go pretty thick because that's my preference. Do what you want to do, or skip it if you don't really like to wear color under the eye. But I do. I like to wear thick and smoky. That's how I like it. Then I'm going in with this contour kit by e.l.f. Cosmetics. I'm going to use the lighter of the two shades on a fluffy crease brush just to add a bit of warmth to my crease area before moving on to the next step. I feel like this just definitely kind of bumped up the look just a little bit. Now we're going to do some foiling. I'm using some eye drops by e.l.f. and on my brush I already have the same two eyeshadows that I put over the e.l.f. base. So the cranberry and that kind of rusty orangey, burnt orange color. And I'm applying that directly over what I applied earlier. Doing this sort of multi-step process will give you a really intense look. Using eye drops with any sort of shimmery or metallic eyeshadow is going to give you the foiled effect. So that's what I did. I felt like I wanted to bump this up and make this a little bit more, you know, fancy. But it's totally optional. And then I'm going to take whatever's left on the brush and kind of run it under the lower lash line. And I'm using that base shadow brush by Real Techniques. Then taking a plummy brown color with an e.l.f. What brush is this? This is the contour brush by e.l.f. Cosmetics. I'm just going to kind of deepen up my outer V just a little bit. It's not a whole heck of a lot, but I feel like this color is actually really pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. You can use a dark brown, you can use a cooler brown, you can use black if you wanted to, any color you want. Then I'm going in with the lighter shade from the Makeup Revolution Romantic Smoked palette on a Sonia Kashuk brush. I'm not sure what this one's called, and I'm going to use that as my brow highlight. And then I'm going to go back into the Enhancing Eyes palette and use a shimmery light ivory color to kind of highlight again my brow bone. And then I'm also going to be using this to highlight my inner corner of the eye, just to kind of open the eye and give it a bit of a sort of glowy effect. And this color is great for that. You can even use a matte color if you don't want anything super sparkly. Alright, so it's time to do some tight lining. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eyeliner. This is the black color. Just to tight line. It's a really rich black, and it's also very creamy, so it doesn't tug or pull at the lash, at the root of the lash, or on that sensitive waterline area, which is great. So I'm really liking that, and I busted that out. I've had that for a really long time. And you do need to have like one of those pencil sharpeners that's quite large as far as for the pencil, because this is pretty chunky. Alright, so then going into the palette, I'm taking this really dark shade. It's almost black, but it's like a really dark charcoal gray with a detail brush to kind of smoke out the lower lashes even more. Now moving on to the face, I'm going to start by concealing. I'm using the Better Skin Concealer by Maybelline. I wear the shade Light. And I'm going to be blending this in with the Real Techniques sponge. Again, just using the pointed side to blend it in. You could use the flat side, but the pointed side gets right into the inner part easier. But I love this sponge again, like I mentioned earlier. It's really great. And this concealer does cover pretty well. If you want to see a review on it, please let me know in the comment section if you'd like to see a review from me on that concealer, because I've been really enjoying that. Next, I'm going to set my under eye area with the e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder, and I'm using the e.l.f. Small tapered brush for that. Then moving on to the eyes again, I'm using the CoverGirl Intensify Me Liquid Eyeliner. This is the one that has like a paddle shape tip where you can actually lay it on the side and get something thin, and then turn the tip over and use it on the wider side to get a thicker line. So I'm going to do probably a review and demo coming up very soon. Then I'm moving on to lashes. I'm using the number 153s by Salon Perfect, and I'm also going to be applying those off camera, and I'm using the Revlon Lash Precision Lash Adhesive for that. Moving on to the face, almost done here. Contouring with the e.l.f. Contour Kit and the Complexion brush. Love that brush. It's so great. I've been using it every freaking day. I love it. It's so great for only $3. It can't get any cheaper than that. It's amazing. You need to try that brush if you haven't already. Alright, so now I'm going to start highlighting. I'm using the Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana. It's a really pretty sort of natural highlight shade, and I'm going to apply that with the e.l.f. blush brush. Now this is sort of flat a bit. I mentioned this in one of my favorites videos for August. So I like it preferably for highlight instead of blush, and so I'm going to apply that. But then I felt like, you know what, let's just bump this up a little bit. So I'm using this e.l.f. highlighter. This is in the shade Pink Tastic, and it's super glowy. Love it. It's so great. And guess what? The best part? It's a freaking $1. I love it. It can't get any better than that either. They're really on their game. And then we are going to, sadly, before applying my blush, my nail went into my blush from Makeup Revolution. But this is the color Fusion. And I'm using a big fluffy brush, also by BH Cosmetics. Unfortunately, yes, my nails get in the way a lot. So I'm just applying that, pretty much self-explanatory. It's my blush. You know the drill. Alright, so moving on to lips, I'm taking the Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in number 04, All Natural. And I'm just going to be lining my lips. I am going to overline them just a little bit. Barely anything overlined on the lower lip, but I'm going to overline just a little smidgen more on my upper lip. I've been doing that lately. I'm liking it. This color in particular is freaking awesome. The formula is great. It is long wearing. And the tone of it, it's like my lips but better. So if you can find a shade that's like your lips, you can do the overlining and it looks natural. I've seen where people overline and it looks like a hot mess. So get something that matches your lip color. Then I'm using the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Creme Brûlée on top of that. I feel like those two are like a match made in heaven. It's like the perfect lip combo. And that is the completed full face look. I hope you guys liked it. Enjoyed that tutorial. I had fun making that video for you guys. I even was glad that I was able to bust out all of my Drugstore brand makeup tools to kind of keep this look all Drugstore, including the tools, and keep it on the lower cost of things. Just because makeup can get kind of expensive, so I wanted to use some more affordable tools as well, just in case you wanted to pick up some of the tools that I use in this video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to expand the description box because I post everything that I use. I have everything listed for you down below. Always in every video, they're always going to be listed down in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button and become part of my YouTube family. I just love my subscribers and you guys are everything to me. So if you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will after this video. Don't forget to like the video, thumbs it up, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's @glamour by Lex, and we can chat there and just kind of share fun stuff there. So thank you guys for being here with me today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.